Well, hello there. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about exercise compulsion. But first, let's go grab a snack. So let's go and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have some coffee. Join me, go grab a cup of coffee, some tea, whatever you prefer, and we will chat a little bit. I also have some blueberries and these delicious, if you've never had them, do yourself a favor right now. Well, no, not right now. After this video, go and get these. They're the Annie's bunny crackers. You know, they have the cheddar ones, but these are like birthday cake flavor. Okay, so I am always like very disappointed when something is like birthday cake or cupcake flavor. Like, have you ever had the Goldfish brand ones? They don't really taste like vanilla cupcake to me, or whatever one that they have, some kind of cupcake one. These taste just like they taste just like birthday cake. I don't know how, even though they're crunchy, somehow they taste like they have frosting on it. I don't know how. It's amazing, and it's really good with a cup of coffee. We have blueberries growing out in our yard, and they're almost ripe, so I'm excited. I don't know, these are just ones that, they're not local. I live in an area where the local berries are amazing, and the thing I love is every summer going and doing like berry picking. Have you ever gone berry picking? And where we are, all the berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, taste different in the summer because they're able to like actually ripen, and they are just amazing. And I don't know, we haven't really, I think there might be some farms that are actually doing you-pick. I just, with COVID, we're not really doing that, but I do at least want to go to a farm and get local berries, and a lot of times the stores will have them, but they're good, but you know, they're not quite, have a lot of flavor. Anyways, that's my snack. I have some blueberries, these little bunny crackers, I already had an apple, and I have some coffee. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome back if you've been to my channel before. And I am recovering from a recent relapse of my eating disorder. I wanted to take today and just talk about something that I'm really struggling with, and I know there's others out there as well. So talk about exercise compulsion, exercise addiction, over-exercise. We're just going to talk about that because it's something that I'm really dealing with. I've dealt with a long time, but my eating disorder started when I was 9 with anorexia, but there was some exercise component to that. I would take my mom's magazines, and why is it that magazines targeted to women, almost all of them, on the front it'll tell you how to lose weight, how to get in shape, something. So when I was 9, my mom's magazine, she would get, you know, a couple magazines, you know, every couple weeks or whatever, and I just remember all of the magazines on the front cover would be all these promises, how to lose weight, and so how to change your body. And I would take those and look at them, and if the magazines told me to do this many pushes, this many sit-ups, this many jumping jacks, I would do that. And then it would turn into, well, if that's good, I might as well double that or triple that. So, you know, already even then there was some kind of component, but later in life it definitely evolved into more than just, you know, trying to follow a magazine or something like that. My biggest behavior back then was restricting. My exercise compulsion really got bad, and I didn't even realize it back then. When I was after college, you know, I have a music performance degree, so I was actually performing a lot. That was my evening weekend gig, literally, and during the day I got a job at an athletic club. And I never even had a membership to an athletic club, so I was really excited to be able to have this free membership. And it was just something different than being a musician. It seemed like the opposite. I felt like, yeah, it was just something I was really interested in, and it was some extra money, and I liked it. I really did. And got to the point where I was working out every day, no matter what. Even if I had performances, rehearsals, whatever, in the evening, afternoon, I would still make sure that my day worked out around working out. To me, it was like my part-time job. It eventually turned into a full-time job. I got moved up to management, and again, it was very different than what I was doing in the evenings and on the weekends, so I just felt like it was a really good balance in my life. Then the general manager, he paid for me and a couple other employees there too to get certified to do spinning, like teach spinning classes. And back then, this was like when spinning first, I'm not gonna say it's when it first came out, but it's when it got really big, and it was like the thing. So I got certified to be a spinning instructor, and I loved it. Like, I just took off and like was doing tons of classes, and started teaching other classes as well. There was a pool there. I would swim. I would just cross train, because I took it very seriously. I knew being the musician, I never felt athletic. I always felt like growing up when I tried to do sports, I always felt just, I don't know, a little out of place. I felt like I was really weak, and I felt like my peers made it look so easy, and I always felt a little inferior when it came to anything athletic. So I took it really seriously. I wanted to give it my all, and so I just started cross training and doing whatever I could and putting my whole self into it. You know, working there, the personal trainers, and again, I felt like I needed to prove myself, and they were all just really supportive, but I was thinking, you know, this is what they went to school for, and I need to kind of like prove, like, why am I here teaching these classes? Even though I was certified and I took all the requirements and all that stuff, I still kind of felt like a little out of place. So I just took it really seriously. But then the personal trainers, it was kind of like this, they took an interest in me. Part of what they did for the members, or they would do like body fat percentage, and they would measure that. So they all wanted to measure my body fat because they couldn't believe how low it was. I'm not going to tell you numbers or anything like that, but it was low enough to not have my period. I kind of felt like I was this circus act. It got pretty obsessive, and that was just my thing. I would work out all the time. And so fast forward a few years, in my late 20s, I got married, and I ended up having to give up my eating disorder because I really wanted to start a family, and I couldn't because I just wasn't healthy enough to do that. So I, for the first time, gave up, since I was 9, completely gave up my eating disorder. I stopped. I still exercise, but I didn't exercise to the extent. I mean, I really cut back. I just was really like, this was my focus. My focus was to have a child and to start this family. So then fast forward again, I do have children. 2 years ago, I relapsed with my eating disorder. It was just kind of the perfect storm. One thing is my father passed away, and that was just a huge loss. Exercise definitely became a huge part of my eating disorder. When I went to treatment, like even a year ago, I wasn't allowed to exercise. I just wasn't medically stable. I had some weight to restore. I am stable now. I don't have any more weight to restore. I'm just maintaining. I am able to exercise. Although, so I'm just going to say this. I am not a doctor. I'm just going to be talking about my experience personally with exercise and my eating disorder. Well, when I went to treatment a year ago, I had to stop all exercise because I wasn't medically stable. I can work out now, although it is recommended, and my team has all recommended me actually not exercising at all. And not because I'm not medically stable. I am. And I, for the most part, follow my meal plan, and so I'm doing well that way. But just my chance of relapse is pretty high if that exercise component is there. What I've been told was the one thing that can increase your chances of relapse is exercise. And the type of exercise I like to run. So being a runner, that is that repetitive motion. from what I've been told, there's a higher chance of relapse with your eating disorder. So exercise does help lower my anxiety. It helps lift my mood. There's a lot of benefits, but I have to outweigh the benefits with the risks. And I'm following my guidelines with my team. And I do break those guidelines because, well, I have a tendency to not stop. I don't weigh myself anymore, but the number will never be low enough for your eating disorder. And the same thing with exercise for me. The amount of minutes or calories I burned was never enough. Like if I worked out this much, I decided, well, okay, I need, that was my new minimum, and then I needed to be working out more, and it just, and more and more, and it never ends. So my workouts were planned around managing not to pass out. Like I would say the exercise bike, the stationary bike, as my last resort of if I was on another machine, a cardio machine, then if I was too dizzy, I would go on the bike because at least I was sitting down and I didn't feel like I was going to pass out as much. So no, that's not healthy. That's not okay. That's not good. Don't recommend it. And feeling like that urge is getting stronger. I am following my meal plan pretty well, but I feel like it's that whack-a-mole, like, you get better at one thing, the other thing pops up. So I'm struggling with it, but I really do want it to be different. I do want help. I don't want this to control my life. I don't want it to be where I choose exercise over my family. I mean, I'd rather it just be like my family's there, and if I can fit exercise in, great. And that has not been the case in the past. And right now I'm trying to follow the guidelines given by my team, and it's put in place not to be like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's so that that snowball, that momentum doesn't start happening, and then I get to a point where I'm relapsing. So I'm starting to see that now, and I started at the last program I was in, I started what's called the LEAP curriculum, and it's for exercise compulsion. My therapist took that curriculum over when I graduated from that treatment program. My dietitian and my therapist and myself, actually, we decided that I need to start focusing on that curriculum again, and so that's what I'm doing. It's something that I would definitely recommend if someone is needing some extra help. It's been very helpful, and I'm going through that. So I guess I just wanted to not just come on here and just talk about my own personal experience and where I'm at with exercise compulsion, and just that constant need in myself that I feel like I always have to be doing some kind of movement. And I'll be honest, right now I'm thinking about exercise. Like I'm thinking about when I'm done with this video. I'm not going to because I don't want to just come in here and talk. I want to be doing something. I want to be changing. I really, really do want to change this. I really am at a point where I don't want this to be running my life anymore. I don't want to be, and I think it's taken me a little bit longer to, I guess, buy into this, that how much of a problem it really is and how much it really is running my life, even if I am limiting, even if I'm not exercising as much as I want to be, because I do have limitations and I'm trying to follow those guidelines. It's those thoughts that I can't slow down. I want to do differently. And I decided that not just to talk about it, but I'm going to, I guess, be accountable and make a goal for myself. So I am going to this week find some other things that I can be doing instead of exercise that can still give me some benefits of lowering my anxiety. For me, like running is it feels like self-care, and I know it can be in a healthy way. Right now it's not in a healthy way, so I need to be doing something else. I want to find something else, different way or ways, maybe more than one, that I can distract myself so that I don't have to just hyper focus on that urge to exercise, and so that I can be doing something else and not be focusing on that. or so I can be doing something else to lower my anxiety, or I can be doing something else to be lifting my mood. And I do have some ideas. I would love any ideas that any of you guys have ever tried, or if you have anything. Is there an activity that really helps you? I need to be careful about the activity and not have it including movement right now. I just have to. I have to take movement out of the equation. I do have a few ideas that I'm going to try. I would love any suggestions you guys might have. And I am hoping to be checking in next week about what did I do. And really, like I said, I want to have some accountability, because I right now am really feeling motivated with the exercise portion, and I don't feel like I've ever have in any of my treatment at all. I've never been this motivated, or I guess really had the realization and the awareness that this is as big of an issue as it is, how it's not healthy right now. So with that said, I am going to check back next week and let you know what I tried. I really feel like it's important to not just like come up with the perfect thing, which is kind of my personality, but to be okay that you might try things and maybe they don't work. Maybe they aren't like a good match. You're not connecting with an activity or something. So, and I've tried a lot of different things that I'm like, nope, So I'm going to be open and try things that maybe I'm not even sure if I would connect with, but I'm going to try anyways. And I might be surprised, but I do want to find some activities that I can do, especially when I'm in that state. And it's a daily thing. It's a struggle for me daily. And I need it. I want it. I'm really wanting, and because I am motivated right now, you know, my motivation will be gone tomorrow, but I still will have this knowledge of, wait, you did say that this was an issue, and it's an issue that's big enough that you want to do something about it. And I have my therapist appointment tomorrow, my dietitian tomorrow, so I guess I'm just trying to put myself in a really good frame to accept help too, because I can't do this on my own right now. So if anyone else has been struggling with this, I'm sorry, whatever you're going through. And whatever you're going through, whether it's an eating disorder, exercise compulsion, something completely unrelated, we can do better. Anyways, I will check back with you guys in a week. I'm going to finish my snack because I was chatting and I got to chatting. I kind of forgot about it. So I'm going to finish my snack. Oh, and please subscribe. I really, really appreciate the fact that you guys, any of you guys watch my videos. It like means the world to me. I would appreciate if you would subscribe so you can see more of all my struggles and everything else that I decide to talk about. All right, lots of love to you all.